So I'm spending loads of times in classes right now watching teachers of different sorts teach students difficult mathematics. And I'm seeing one particular feature of teachers that lead to classes that are deeply engaged in learning mathematics. And what's best is it's not some like major shift in mentality that's kind of hard to produce sometimes. It's actually can be this shift can be exercised. Like jumping jacks are much easier for me than to actually change my way of thinking about exercise and food. And so here's the deal. What I'm seeing is teachers who are curious about their students lead to classes that are engaged and productive. And this is not simple. Oftentimes, student thinking is kind of scary and nerve-wracking. Like it shows, like the students think about math in very unexpected and surprising ways sometimes. And so, the discipline for teachers is to figure out a way to not be put off by that diversity of thinking, the different ways that students know mathematics and what they bring to the table, but instead be interested in that and deeply curious about it and trying to elicit that even more. And the way to do that, I think, is using mobile phones, smartphones, which is to say, use the camera on your phone to take pictures of very interesting student work and share it with students to just say, hey, isn't this interesting? That's the baseline jumping jacks level exercise that can help teachers then become more curious about students and students to realize, wow, my teacher is really interested in me and not just like imposing that teacher's agenda or her own way of thinking on me. Classroom culture develops. Students are more interested in the work. Teachers assign work that then leads to more interesting and diverse student thinking, because the teacher becomes more curious about that and wants to get more of that. So the teacher can start assigning like estimation type problems or argument type problems or comparison problems, where before the only problems that were assigned were calculation type problems, which has like one right answer. Instead, now I want, as a teacher, like I loved what happens when students realize that I am interested in them and then they want to participate more in class. So I start to ask assignments that I know will lead to interesting kinds of student thought. So again, that's the transformation that I'm seeing that is really surprising and encouraging, that teachers who are curious about their students see students who are more interested in class and learn math more. And the discipline is to have teachers taking pictures of student work, documenting student work that's interesting and sharing it with students and sharing it with each other in staff lounges and departmental lounges.